Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I have 3 quick and easy cards for you using one kind of layout, and it's using the Festive Corner stamp set. It's in the mini holiday catalog by Stampin' Up! Right now. It will be around till January 4th, 2021 when the new catalog comes out. So this one is only going to be around for a little while longer, and it's super cute because it's got Halloween and Christmas and Valentines and Love You Lots, just a really cute things in here. So what I did is I used the Plaid Tidings designer series paper, and that comes in a 6x6. And if you took these 3 cards and you made 2 of each and you had 6 of them, what a great little Christmas gift to give somebody. Leave for your mail carrier, for the UPS guy that's always bringing your Stampin' Up! Things. I know his wife would probably love that. Now I want to be an equal opportunity though, and I have some wonderful ladies who deliver to me too. So this would be a really cute gift. Like, just make 6 of these, put them in one of our acetate card boxes, and what a cute little gift. And then they would know exactly what you've been doing with all those packages that come to your house. So the 6x6 designer series paper, I did a crude drawing real quick before I did the video, and with a 6x6 you're going to get 2 cards with some left over. So you're going to cut it 4 inches, and then you're going to have this 2x6 piece left over. So that's a substantial amount of designer series paper to use on another card. And then you're also going to have this little 1/2 inch by 4 inches, 1/2 inch wide, 4 inches wide by 1/2 inch thick, which would also coordinate very nicely inside the card. So you can actually get 3 cards out of one sheet, because this one here is 2 3/4 by 4. So let's get started here. I'm going to show you real quick because I also made these cards really quick using my Stamparatus. So which one shall we go with first? How about we go with the Merry Christmas one? So this one here, I'm using the Plaid Tidings, and it had the shaded spruce in it and the cherry cobbler. So here we just did a simple stamping of Mary on here. Let me show you our card base here. And that is just going to be a 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. All the measurements for these cards and all the products I used and any other additional photos are on my blog, CindyLeeBDesigns.com. Make sure you jump over there. At the end of the description, it says visit my blog here. Press that link. You go over there, you'll see additional information you can get from that. I also have the measurements in the description. So here we go. Cherry cobbler card base. The inside is going to be 4 by 5 1/4, and that's just your typical having a nice 1/8 inch border the whole way around. So we are going to do the inside. I didn't even show it to you. The suspense. So there we go. We're going to use this really cute corner here, the most wonderful time of the year. Now the neat thing about this stamp is that now I have all my stamps placed on one acrylic plate on my Stamparatus so that I can get a lot of cards done. And this stamp actually can also go on this corner. So I like the fact that you could put it in the left corner, or if you turn it on the right corner, it's also going to work. So what I did is I took my inside and put it into the, making a mess here. Let me put my pieces over here. So I put it into my card where I would want it to be. Now, is that right? No. The card is this way, and I put down the clear, I'm not going to remove it here, but I put down my stamp exactly where I knew I would want it. And what was nice, because this is photopolymer, so that was really easy to do. So I just put it down, I shut my acrylic plate down on the stamp, and then I knew exactly where it was, and then I can put this right back in here. So what I did on this card is I used the shaded spruce for my stamping in the ink, and also for the cardstock, because I could see cherry cobbler here, and I like to see all the colors on the inside there. So here we go. I'm going to get my, oh no, didn't I say I used shaded spruce in there? So what we're going to do is use our shaded spruce for the sentiment. And I'm going to take my stamp case and I'm going to pop it right underneath my Stamparatus there. And then I'm going to be very careful. I should have got out my little Stampin' spots, but I think this is going to work just fine. But if you do end up, the Stamparatus is really good about not picking up the ink, but it's always safe to take it off there. So then we're just going to keep that up in that corner, and we're just going to stamp down. And wasn't this cool that I could use one acrylic plate? I could do mass production because this is going to be a really great idea for making gifts. So then we're going to pop this open, and we've got our sentiment there. Now I'm going to turn this over here so that we can then construct this card super easy. So all we do is we put this on the inside of our, now I have to figure out which one of my, I just filled up my Stampin' Seal. So we're just going to put a little bit of that in the corners, and then we're going to pop that into the inside of the card. And then another great thing with this set of cards is you're not doing any die cutting, you're just doing punches. So I used the tree punch. I used our Stampin' Up! Tree punch and punched out my trees, and then I just threw my 3 trees into the Tasteful Textures embossing folder, any embossing folder, just to give it a little bit of texture there. So then I put one of them on the inside. So I'm going to just make sure that I'm using the right side, which this one is, the Tasteful Textures is pretty forgiving, whichever you decide to do. And I just popped it a little bit off the bottom of the white and popped it in there. Now, if you want to give it a little more of a festive touch, you can put a couple stars in there. So I'm just going to take my cherry cobbler, and I'm going to pop a couple of the cute little stars that are in that stamp set. And where should we put them? Let's just put them up here in this corner. There we go. Got a couple little stars in there. So I love that it has a coordination with the stars for Christmas. And then we're just going to do the outside of our card. Now, as I said, this was 4 inches by 2 3/4. So then I just made my border here to be 4 1/4 by 3. Now, you know, when I'm making these cards, I stamped out a couple of my trees out of here, but I didn't on this one when I set it aside. So we're going to actually, I love that the Plaid Tidings has so many different plaids in it that it's almost sad whenever you have to cover up one of the plaids. You're just like, no, I like that one, I want this one. But I did want the Christmas one for this one, so you would just pop that right onto the green, and then we're gonna have fun with our Stampin' Seal here. And we're gonna put that right centered on our card. Okie dokie. And it should be perfectly centered because I cut them at this, let me see here. I've got Stampin' Seal on me. I think it's a little crooked here. I shouldn't care about this right now, right? Okay, so there. Because I measured so that it would have the same amount on each side. I didn't do a normal 3 by 4. I did it a little bit so that it was like 1 1/4, 1 1/4 from each side. Okay, so then we're just gonna pop on a tree. And I did one of the trees flat. There we go. And then I popped one up with dimensionals. So I just pop. I love the fact that you could just sit down for the afternoon and pop out a bunch of these cards and make little gifts out of them. And then this Mary is a nice font, and I put it with the cherry cobbler because I had the green trees. And we're just going to ink up the Mary. And I used one of the small stitched rectangles. And then you'll just put that on your little banner. And then just pop that up with some dimensionals. So we've got card 1 done. And with our stamps being in our Stamparatus, just think how you could whip off like, 10 of those super easy. So I just put my Mary just a little bit up above the focal point of the card there. And you could also put some rhinestones on here to dress the card up a little bit, but they'd also give it a little more bulk too. So you've got two cards done. I mean, I just made a card, now I have two of them done here. And so the next one we are going to make is, how about let's make this Valentine's one. I love this one with the balmy blue and the melon mambo with this pretty designer plaid tidings. It had the really pretty blues and pinks in it. So on this one, I did the same exact thing. I cut my paper the same. It's 2 3/4 by 4, so then that made this 3 by 4 1/4. And of course, I did punch out my heart out of there when I was making some for gifts. Oh, and look how pretty that is. You could actually, ooh, that could be pretty. I think I'm going to turn it over on this one just to show you how you can do that. This was one pattern that either way worked. So let's see how this looks here. Oh, yes, because you can see the pink and you can see the balmy blue, and that's what's in my hearts. Though this one does have more of a Valentine's feel with it, but we're just going to have to go with it because I did it. I was actually secretly wanting to see what that was going to look like. And then we're going to put that right in the middle of our card. And this card base was also a half sheet of our cardstock, but this time it was 11 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2. And so then, as you can see on here, I just put some cute little, put my ink here, get my melon mambo. I put some cute little hearts on the white heart. So I just stamped this cute little hearts here. Melon mambo, just put them on that heart. They really pop off that white. And then I put that on a blue, and then where's my white heart? Uh-oh, where did it get lost? Did it fall? Well, guess what? That's easy enough to fix because all I have to do is grab a piece of white and grab and these are our heart punches, and all I have to do is, oh, I don't want to do that because that goes to a different project. Here's a piece of extra white laying right here, which I'm not sure where that, there's sticky stuff everywhere, so it's probably sticking to the bottom of something. Okay, so here we go. I put the white heart with the melon mambo stamped hearts on the balmy blue scallop heart. I love that they carried these over from our spring catalog last year because it's so easy to punch out things. I love my dies, believe me, and they are so durable and last forever. But it's a nice quick punch and you're done. And with this card, you could actually be watching TV in the evening, punching out things, and there you go. So we are going to, oh, and I put dimensionals on all of these hearts, on both of them. But we have to see exactly where I put the dimensionals. One here, probably one down here, and then this one's going to go on here. So the pink one gets some dimensionals there, so we know that's going to go on there. And then I did also another one of our small stitched rectangles from the Stitched Rectangles collection, and I just used the balmy blue, and I put the Hugs and Kisses XOXO, and there we go, some balmy blue. Now when you go to stamp this one, just make sure you've got them going the right way, but then I guess they kind of can go either way. Now I want to get some, okay, XOXO, Hugs and Kisses, or you could do Kisses and Hugs. Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to pop this up with dimensionals as well. And see, once you know what you're doing, isn't that always the tough part, is getting your design. And once you get your design, and sometimes don't feel bad if it takes you a while to get a design, because sometimes it takes me quite a few days of mulling something over. I wish I was a quicker designer, but I am not. I'm kind of slow and I let it stew for a while. But once you get the design, you could whip these cards off in no time at all. Because like I said, you'll be punching and using your Stamparatus. And we've got the front done. Oh, and now we get to see the inside. The inside has the Love You Lots in Balmy Blue and the sweet little hearts in the bottom. So I'll show you how I did that with my Stamparatus. Now I do not want to get anything on my cards, so I'm going to set those aside. And this was this orientation. And I'm going to make sure that there's no ink left on my Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Then I did the same thing with my stamp. I put the stamp up here in the top right corner, put it down, and this time, because I wanted to only have one acrylic plate out on my desk at one time, and I put it down, and I put it down this way. Because with the Stamparatus, with the hinges, you can move it from one side to the other. And so then I'm just going to, I know which way it's going to go, but I'm going to use the Balmy Blue for the Love You Lots. And like I said, this actually, I wish I was smart and I would have put my spots out. But what's going to end up happening is you're going to get a little bit of ink on your Stamparatus. But that is a good reason to invest in spots, because they really work nicely with the Stamparatus in those small little areas there. So here we go. Love You Lots. There you go. Perfectly done. And just think how you could get done a bunch of those at one time. So then we're just going to use the Melon Mambo again with our sweet little hearts. And we're going to put them down here in the bottom of the corner. Put some cute little hearts there. And then we're going to pop that on the inside of our card. Here we go. Just put some Stampin' seal on the corners and pop it into the inside of your card. There we go. Your second designed card done. So now we've got 2 Christmas cards, 2 Valentine's cards. Now we're just going to do our last one here, and we're going to be doing our Halloween card. Now this could also be a fall card if you put some leaves on here. I have a few friends who do not do the Halloween cards, so the banner year would be a great stamp set to do with this, because right instead of the trick or treat, you could do the happy fall y'all right here. But I'm going to show you how I did this one using my Stamparatus as well. Now this one, I actually made this a card that opened this way, but this one happened to be cut this way, so I'm going to use it that. Okay, we're going to take our smoky slate, and we're going to be stamping on actual card base itself. So let's look and see where I put the trick or treat. Okay, there we go. Actually, I put it this way. Oh, no, I wanted it in the corner. So there we go. I did a lot of work on getting it all put together, and then I have to remember which way I did it. So it's going to go right here in the corner. So that's where I put the stamps, right there in the corner. Now you want to stamp it first because you want to be able to fit your focal image there and not cover that up. So we're going to use our Memento Black, and we're going to ink up the Happy Halloween. Trick or treat, Happy Halloween. Now this one I had a little where I had to stamp it twice, so I'm just going to make sure I have that in the corner. And I don't have my magnet in right now because I didn't want it to hinder. Sometimes it gets with the extra piece of cardstock, extra layer. It was, so we'll just make sure that it sticks on there. Lift it up. And there you go. Stampin' Jesus was with me. He helped me get it right. Okay, so now we have this cute little trick or treat Happy Halloween, and we're just going to whip together the same dimensions that we made on the 2 other cards. And we are going to put this really pretty fall Halloween plaid with the pumpkin pie and some rich razzleberry. Got a lot of different colors you could work with. Oh, look, I cut this the wrong size. So let me just whip over here. And 2 3/4. By 4. There we go. I think I had them cut a different way, and then I changed it up so that it would fit. So there we go, 2 3/4 by 4, and then we've got 3 by 4 1/4. I used to fret when I made a mistake in a video, and then I would apologize, and then all the you great girls and guys that watch the videos would end up saying, "Oh, we love it when you make a mistake. It shows that you're human." And I'm like, well, if you came over here, you would see many, many mistakes. So we're going to put our cute little cat up in the, okay, where did I put, there we go. Dimensionals went under the punch. So this is the cat punch I'm using that we have in the catalog now. So once again, I used another punch on this card. So far I've used the heart punch, the tree punch, the cat punch. I haven't had to big shot anything. And like I said, my husband is very accommodating while we're watching our evening news or one of our series on TV where I'm constantly punching or doing something. And so you can punch those all out, and we're just going to put the word spooky right up there in the on our banner. And on this card, you can see the pumpkin pie intertwined in the plaid. So I picked pumpkin pie for the banner, and we'll just stamp the spooky with our Memento Black. And then we do the same thing we did with the other cards, and we just put 3 dimensionals on there. 1 design, 3 different cards. Didn't have to think. You can whip these off really quick. And this one I put the top of the banner at the top of the designer paper and ran it down there. And then we're just gonna whip together the inside, which is really adorable. It's got the spider web and a little spider there. So what I did with that one is, once again, I had my Stamparatus all set up for me, and that just helped me with the work I had to do. So it's the spider, and it's up here. Let me see, make sure. There we go. And it's going to go right up here in this corner. You can see where the spider web's going to be. So once you figure out the position, you can just keep putting in white paper after white paper. And as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different insides on one acrylic plate, using both sides of it and using both sides of my Stamparatus hinge. So there we go. We're going to pull that out. We're going to set our Stamparatus aside, and then all we have to do is put a little spider hanging from that web. And we're just going to have him, oop, let me see here. This is a little difficult. We'll see there. Oh, wow, I can't believe that I got it to work. Gosh. Okay, so we're just going to put this on the inside of the card. I'll have that little 1/8 inch border the whole way around. All the insides are 4 by 5 1/4. You've got your spider web and your spider, and you got your spooky and your cat and your trick or treat and happy Halloween. And then you've used your hugs and kisses and your heart punch on this one with love you lots and some little hearts sprinkled in there. And then we went to the Christmas card with the the little pine trees there, using the tree punch and the tree punch inside, the stars, most wonderful time of the year. You've got 3 quick cards using the same layout. You're just using your designer series paper as 2 3/4 by 4. You border it with 4 1/4 by 3 cardstock. We use the small rectangle stitched die from that collection. And then the insides, we just used the corner stamp on each of those. So these are 3 quick and easy cards. If you made one more of each, you've got 6. Put them in an acetate clear box. You've got a quick gift for somebody. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to text me at 724-323-2296. If you make these cards and you use some different stamps, I mean, like the layout or something, just yeah, send me a picture. I love to get that happy text. It's always exciting to see what you guys are doing and if I'm inspiring you, because you all inspire me. So go over to my blog, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll be notified when I post. I like to do a YouTube video on Wednesdays, and on my blog I'm usually posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and any other special day we have a promotion going on. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.